there, Jeepers. Finally, today is a warm day. I'm not even sure about these windows in here now. Letting heat through. I may hang some shade cloth in front of them. There's quite a bit of heat in this shed. I'm going to put some chimneys on the roof. Not sure what temperature is today. It's quite warm, but guess what? If it's warm, I'm in less pain. So, you know, cold, pain, warm, not so much pain. It's all good. My son was kind enough to remove the seats from the smart car. As you can see, here's one here, and as he did that, as you can see, they're pretty buggered, and they've been stitched up before, and this has been shoved in there to fill up a hole where the foam was gone. Basically, I wanted to see what frame I had left when I was done. Now, you must understand, I'm going to make this a bit longer so you have a better view of my surroundings. And the reason I could just recover them and that would be fine. But honestly, these smart cars have as much room in them as the Jeep, head and leg room, pretty much. When the seat is back, you know, I'm 6'2" plus, I fit in there a piece of cake. Unlike my son's Mustang, I'm like trying to fold myself into a contortionist box. Just trying to get the seatbelt from behind is hard. I always found that when I wear glasses and I put them behind my ears, I can move my ears. I don't know if you can. I'm always trying to pull the glasses back on my head with my ears, and it gives me a headache. So, bye. So the reason I'm doing this is because my wife is vertically challenged. Yeah, she's 4'7" or 1.5 meters tall, right? So she can reach the pedals with the seat forward, but she has trouble seeing over the dash. So one idea would have been just to put a spacer underneath these and lift these seats up, right? Would have been a simple fix, but the seats are buggered. They've been stitched up, they're not going to last that long. So, you know, and like I said, these seats were a bargain from Auto One. They're a much nicer looking seat. So I'm like, well, sorry, I'm in pain. I hate it. And I'm back. So let's change the seats. But of course, you know, they all have their own mounting position, so it'd be nice if I could keep the old frame from the mounting points from the smart car and then modify it to fit the new aftermarket sport seats. Now my thought on this was mounting that was a broom, nothing to worry about, is mounting the seats onto this. At the moment, this part of the seat is quite thin and it sits on some springs, and so your bum is basically flush or a bit lower than this. But if I mount these seats on top of this steel frame, then she would probably gain, because the base of those seats here, as you can see, they're probably like 200 or 8 inches thick, and they're solid foam, and this is very thin foam with spring support. If need be, I can always put another spacer in between. But what I don't like is that even though you're sitting on this now, I want to do some reinforcing just to make it a bit stronger. If you understand what I'm saying, you know, basically this, if there's an accident, this hole here pressed through this tin is what holds the seat. Now in an accident, like if you're in a front ender, the seat belt catches all of your inertia, but if you hit from behind, this here catches all the energy, and yeah, I guess putting big washers through there would be strong enough. But you know, I've got a MIG, why not completely weld it up, and maybe even weld a flat bar all the way across to the other side. You know, just to be on the safe side, you know. I was going to watch my lighting. So what I'm going to do is cut the back off, keep the base. So I'm going to cut, this is flat, right, and I'm going to cut, let me see, you see, straight through there, and the same on the other side. When I've done that, I'll show you. I've often wondered, even though it would be very long live shows, if you guys want to see this live, you know, if you do, leave some comments and let me know. Oh, you know, yeah, you tell me what you're going to do and then you show me what you've done, but I didn't learn a lot from it because I didn't see you do it. But basically I'm going to get a grinder with a 1mm blade and draw a line and cut the back off. Make sure, like with seats like this, you disconnect the battery just in case, because as you may be aware, kaboom! Woo, yeah. I'm gonna have some fun with that. I'm not scared of shit out of someone with those. Don't know how yet. I guess they explode and turn into a curtain as a side protection thing. Yes, the new seats don't have those, but I don't think that makes it, excuse me, don't think it makes it illegal. I thought I was up to this today. Maybe I'm not, because I brought the car in here yesterday with my son. Normally can't work 2 days in a row without this morphine pump working properly. I'm sorry you have to see this. It gets a lot worse, but yeah, I'd rather you not see it, but I can't really stop filming constantly every time a nerve pinches in my neck. So that's the plan now, is to cut the back off. Eventually I want to like have a large screen monitor or TV up on the wall here somewhere, connected to a computer, and then just go live. And maybe like I've got a camera strap that straps to my chest, and I've got one that goes to my head. So I don't know, we can mess with all that sort of stuff so you can see as well. I know it's a Jeep channel, but we don't just own Jeeps. My mate just bought a TJ and we're talking about putting a Pro Charger on it. I believe it's a TJ, a V6. It's the larger V6, apparently it's a lot better model. But yeah, he's excited, so it may take 12 months or so for him to save up, but we're gonna race the WJ-HO, not the red one. No, he wouldn't beat the red one, but my daily driver against that. We're gonna race that because he seems to think the TJ can keep up with it. So it'll be just interesting to see. I did drive it, but if I'm driving someone else's car, I never thrash it. So I have no idea what it's like when the VVT kicks in. And apparently it completely changes noise and gets quite a bit of power. So be interesting to see how it goes against the stock HO. Let me know in the comments what you think. What will win? The VVT V6 TJ? Could be a later model, I'm not sure. What is it, 3.8 litre or something like that? So you Wrangler guys may know better than me what model that would be. Or would the 4.7 HO win? He seems to think that I'll beat him at lower RPM at the bottom end, but he seems to think that when the V6 gets the revs up and the VVT kicks in, he seems to think that his would have an advantage. But then at really high speeds he would lose because his is just not set up to go really fast, because being a Wrangler compared to the Grand Cherokee, which is more set up to do high speed, you can't really tell whether you're doing 110 or 180. It makes no difference to the vehicle. So kilometers per hour, guys. Okay, we're in Australia and we're more advanced and we use metric system. All right, so please follow. We're talking metric. We're a little bit more advanced like the rest of the world. Sorry, Americans out there. You are changing though, I believe. You're slowly changing, which is good. Maybe one day we'll only need one set of spanners, not imperial and metric. That'd be just glorious. So we don't need to use like, oh, I've got a 14, it's not too tight, so I'll use a 9/16. Have two spanners, 0.5 millimeter, you know, or 12 mil and 1/2 inch is like 0.5 millimeter difference. You know, we don't need two sets. But at the moment, in Australia and most of the world that has American cars, we have to have two sets. And in America, I guess you do have to have two sets too, metric and imperial, because you get your cars in from Japan and all that, and they're all metric. So you've got to have two sets as well. But imagine all the spanners being the same size. Woohoo! It'd be lovely. Even more 10 millimeter spanners would get lost. Anyway, all I'm going to be able to do today is hopefully cut the back off this chair. If I don't, I'll finish this clip another day. I've had fun talking to you. Please remember, please click like for me. I would really appreciate it. I love it when I get a like. Of course I love subscribers too. I had 7 this month, I think, so which is great. But I really enjoy getting likes. because that means people like my, I don't know, my voice, my talking, the shit I talk about, and yeah, like I got a comment yesterday, not sure if he liked it or not. I'm talking about smart car, and he goes, "Yeah, you know you're talking about who I'm talking about if you're watching again." He goes, "What makes it a smart car?" And I'm like, I told my daughter, and I said, "It's almost like life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." It sounded like like that. And I just commented back and said, have a look underneath the clip. I just said, smart is just a brand, mate. You know, but it does have a smart gearbox. All right, it uses very little fuel. But when it's all done and finished, I will take this for a drive and I'll show you the special neat tricks that this gearbox can do. All right. I was quite buzzed when the first time I drove it, and I wouldn't mind that feature in my Jeep. But I mean, this gearbox wouldn't be nowhere near strong enough. But I've often wondered whether I could make the same system to suit the Jeep. That'd be quite awesome. But yeah, you'll have to keep following my channel to find out what the neat trick with this gearbox is. Alright, so let me at it. Another good thing at the moment about me not filming me working is because when I'm working I collapse in pain a lot, and I don't like people seeing me that happen. I really don't. So it's best I just do it and then show you the end result. Alright, so don't forget to click that like for me, and I'll carry on and I'll show you how I go cutting the backrest. It's not an armrest, the rear support, whatever that back part of the chair is called. I'm going to destroy it. Anyway, catch you later in a little while, crocodile. Alright, before I start cutting, look at that actually. I have a new comfy chair. Huh? Look. Woo-hoo. Damn, that's comfortable. I can screw that down, and I'll probably use the other side without the rip. Nice chair, man. So yeah, I'll just run a line straight through there. So I've just got the base left, and then I will measure the distances between the bolt holes on the seats and see where I go from there. Whew. So here's the base. It's looking pretty flat. I put a bit of wood at the back just to make it a bit flatter, because inside the car there's a ridge that it sits on, which is even a bit higher. Yeah, one thing that surprised me is, oops, I have to get it down, it's too much sunlight. I have a lot to learn about filming. I certainly do. These use a lot of electricity, so I'm definitely going to have to get the really thin blades to get the maximum battery power out of them. I emptied 2 batteries in a couple of 3 hours just to cut that. I was quite surprised how much power the angle grinder uses, but hey, it's handy. It's handy. So there we go. Let me move this out of the way. If I put that there. have that there. And that's the sort of thing I'm after. I'm going to sit on this comfy seat I made before. What do you think? I mean, of course, I just dropped it on there with one hand. It's not straight. Well, that's a shitload higher than the original seat was. And for a driver who's 4'7", that will make a lot of difference. Because before, her bum may have been at that height. We've gained probably close to 100 mil or 3 inches. So, anyway, my next clip I will show you how I'm going to fit it onto the frame. But it sits on there quite nicely. I may, I don't know, some of these panels may still fit on the side to cover that black plastic. Don't know yet, we'll see. Otherwise I'll just paint that black. But I'm quite pleased how well that's turning out so quickly. I will compare it, of course, to the passenger side seat. She would like it a little bit forward than the original. She can reach the pedals, but she said she would prefer it a little touch forward. But height is her problem. That's it. I'll make the clip a bit longer, guys. That's what I'll do. Come here, baby. Let's have a look. Of course, the headrest comes off. Got a bit of wood from my wood pile. Alright. Let's see what we've gained. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's huge. I don't think we want to go any higher than that. But don't forget, when you sit on that one, the spring's underneath, the foam's only like this thick, and you go right down. I really don't think you want to go much higher than that. Try and block some of the light. So, yeah. Alright. You look at my face or what? Yeah. A bit further away. Whew. That's it for today. Been for a drive as well, so it seems to want to look at my head. Hang on. No, I can't stop it from I can see a big green square around my face, so it's locating my ugly mug. So I took the wife down to the shops today now I've done this, and we'll call it a day. And if I feel up to it tomorrow, I'll finish mounting the seat to the frame. But I think Lynn will be happy with that height. I think my head would touch the ceiling if I sat on it now. But anyway, don't forget to click that like as you promised. Yeah, you promised that, I heard you. I'm pretty sure I heard you promise. And I heard some of yous click. That was awesome, thank you very much. So, if I keep busy like this, you know, this workshop, tilt locked, there we go, now I can do it. It's been a while since I used this camera because you guys know I haven't done much lately. If I keep being busy like this workshop will never end up being tidy and clean like the showpiece I want it to be. Ah, well, but I'm loving it. So there's the difference, because that silver, press the right button, woohoo! Yeah, see, I mean, look, beep beep beep, that silver bit, not silver but non-rusty bit, is where you would normally, that's what the fabric is wrapped around. So yeah, you haven't quite gained quite 100 in height, but because this seat is thicker, you've probably gained 100. So what I'll do is I'll end up do a rough tack in place, and then I'll put it back in the car, and I'll get my lovely wife Lynn to have a seat and see if she likes it or not. Since Lynn has been in Australia, which is 2010, I kid you not, we've had half a dozen cars we brought for her so she could get a license, and there was always something wrong with them. So this will be my last attempt. A smart car with modified seats. No, if she's not going to learn in this one, I don't think she will learn. She's had her learners for, wow, I don't know, 6 years or more. She's never been for a test. She can drive like the clappers. She's just scared of other cars, but I hope I don't get demonetized for a ringtone. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching, and I'll show you on my next clip how I'm going to mount that seat to that factory frame. Bye bye.